What's up, my folks? How's everybody doing today? Today I'm going to talk about heartworming medication for your dogs. I'm going to show you what we use. We use the Ivermectin, or this one, in this case, is the Normycin 1% sterile solution. Or you can get the Ivermectin. Either way, it's just 1%. Make sure it's 1%. You want to give them 1/10 cc per 10 pounds. Okay, so if you had a 50-pound dog, you give him 0.50 cc's. That's half a cc. You understand? 43-pound dog, you'd give 0.43 cc. You understand? Get you a good needle where you can gauge it. You just use the needle itself. You get the syringe, attach the needle to it, use the needle itself just to draw it with, okay? Then you take the needle off and you open the dog's mouth and shoot it in the back of the dog's mouth. And if you're doing little dogs, now I start my dogs a little bit later with this if they're born in the winter. But if you're doing little puppies, make sure you dilute that down the proper way with sterile, and do it the right way. Find your dosage out, really research it. Another thing is, you want about once a month, you want to clean their ears out real good. Get you a good ear mite, or an ear cleaning remedy. And clean their ears out about once a month at least, unless they have problems, and do it often. And flies. Now, this is the problem this time of year, is flies, mosquitoes. Get you a good horse fly. You want to spray your dogs good with it. And the little trick is, when they start getting around the eyes, the biting flies get around the dog's eyes and ears and on their head, put you a little Vaseline. Rub it all on their head with a handful, spray some of that fly spray on your hands and rub it in with that Vaseline on their and it'll keep the flies off of them a lot longer, a lot better. You still might have to do it once a day, but it does work a lot better. Yeah, just make sure you clean your dog's ears out, keep their eyes clean and shiny, and give them that Ivermectin. That Ivermectin will work on heartworms. Now, that stuff won't kill heartworms. It'll just kill the larvae. If your dog has heartworms, you don't want to give him Ivermectin. If he has heartworms, you need to take him to the vet and have them give him, I can't remember the name of it, but they have a chemical they have to get to kill the heartworm, and then they give them Ivermectin and all that shit. But it's a big process. It costs money. So get a good vet. That's if you got one with heartworms, find you a good country vet that'll work with you. And I want to talk about bloodlines. People are asking me a lot about bloodlines on emails and stuff. Listen, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think you can get good dogs in all bloodlines. I think the dogs are more important of who you get them from, and that, you know what I'm saying, than more than the bloodline. Because the bloodlines have so many strands off of each bloodline, you know what I mean? And different people and all that. Every dog is every line is different, and reading the pedigree, you got to know what you're looking at. That's the thing about, understanding the pedigree. Just like these dogs here, okay? These dogs are brindle. There ain't a dog that's brindle in them dogs for 3 or 4 or 5 generations. This stuff's coming back up through the buster. He's bringing it, it's coming back out through him. See, and I understand that because I bred the dogs enough. And I understand how buster produces. You can breed buster back to anything. Doesn't matter. Them are brown stock on bottom all the way through. Outlaw Niggerino and Dynamite dogs. You know what them look like. You know what I'm saying? All the way through that pedigree. And you getting brindle and black and white dogs. You see what I'm saying? That's coming. He's producing dominant traits. Even though those dogs were tight bred, I bred him to red-nosed dogs and still got brindle and black and white dogs. So you got to understand that on your pedigree too. You got to know where it's coming from. That's what I mean by the apple don't fall from the tree. You know what I'm saying? The dogs should look like what they're out of predominantly. But if you don't know what the dogs are really out of, you'll think, there ain't no way them damn dogs produced a damn brindle dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, knowing, understanding what's in the dogs, it does come out. It does matter what's back in them. Especially if the dog's bred real tight on it. Because you should get dogs that predominantly look like that. Now, I'm a firm believer in individual dogs produce. It's not a bloodline. Some dogs produce, some dogs don't. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how they're bred. Just because he's bred good doesn't mean he's going to produce good. And just because he's not bred real tight doesn't mean he's not going to produce good. I've seen lots of dogs that weren't bred very tight. 4-way crosses produce like crazy. That's what I mean by individual dogs produce. I mean, you can have the best bred dogs in the world and have two brothers, and one brother produce good and is good and produce good, and one brother might be good but he might not produce good, or he might not be good but he might produce good. It's just all luck of the draw with these dogs. That's what I mean by when you find a dog that clicks and something that hits, you got to really go with it. I mean, I have seen breeding just for bloodlines work. I've watched people do it. My friends have done it. I watched them guys buy one dog from Tant and one dog from Shady Hills and breed them together to make that cross and fucking hit like a damn ace, baby. So sometimes it does work. It's just all luck of the draw, really. And I'm just being honest about it. You know, it's really luck of the draw. If you got a producer, use him. What them boys should have done when they made that click is they should have kept breeding that son of a bitch back to that female every time, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to repeat all my breedings that work good off these from now on until the damn dogs are done. You know, that's what I found the best way to do it. If you got something that's hitting, keep breeding them son bitches, man. Don't risk it. Don't risk it. Because one, just because it worked that way don't mean it'll work with another one. All right, guys, I hope you understand that one. And another thing, I got the t-shirts batch sent out. I'm having a bunch of larger sizes made up today and some smaller sizes for you guys, but I got my PayPal straightened out. It'll be down at the bottom, so anybody that wants to order one can order from the PayPal now. There was a mix up in email, all kinds of crap. Anyway, it's straightened out. But you know, like I said, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the support. And yeah, don't think about just bloodlines. Look at more of the individual dogs, where they're coming from, who, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the people are calling bloodlines now are really crosses anyway, you know. And if you really know the bloodlines good and know where they're out of, some of the bloodlines aren't bred the way they're supposed to be bred anyhow. So, I mean, that's common knowledge. So, you know, look for individual dogs. Focus on the individual dogs, how they produce and what they're after. All right, guys, y'all take care and keep on bulldogging.